One of the apps offered by Google is Google Slides. This is a presentation creator similar to Microsoft PowerPoint. If you are familiar with PowerPoint, Google Slides is very similar. One advantage of using Google Slides over another presentation creator is that all your files are stored on the web inside your Google Drive. This allows for easy access from any computer or device. Google Slides autosaves after every change you make, and if you lose internet connection at any point, you can continue to work while offline, and Google Slides will save your work as soon as you're reconnected. You can also easily collaborate with classmates through Google Slides for group projects. To access Google Slides, first sign into your MyGCC account and select the My Drive tile. To create a new, blank Google Slide, click the New button in the top left corner of My Drive. Click the arrow next to Google Slides, and select Blank Presentation. This will create a new Google Slide presentation without any formatting. This file will automatically be placed in the Files section of your Google Drive. If you want to move that file to a specific folder, click and drag it to the appropriate location. If you want to use a pre-made presentation template, select New, mouse over the arrow next to Google Slides, and select From a Template. Give your Google Slide a descriptive name so that it's easy to locate in your drive, and you're ready to begin creating your presentation. When you first open a blank presentation, the Themes menu will pop up on the right. Select the theme you would like to use and click the X to dismiss the theme menu. You can always go back and change your theme at any point by clicking the Theme button on the Quick Access menu. There are several tabs at the top where you can edit and format your presentation. The first tab is the File tab. Here you can share your presentation, create a copy, and email it directly to someone. You can also share your presentation by selecting the Share button in the top right of the screen. When you click either of the options, a pop-up box will appear. Type the name or email of the person you'd like to share with or get the shareable link. You can edit the permissions the person you're sharing with has within the presentation by selecting the drop-down menu next to the Add field. An editor can edit and change anything within the presentation. A commenter can only leave comments on the presentation, and a viewer can only view the document. If needed, type a message to the recipient and click Send. They will receive an email that a Google Slide has been shared with them. Google Slides allows you to download the file as another format, such as Microsoft PowerPoint and PDF. This process also works the opposite way with Microsoft formats. When you upload a Microsoft PowerPoint into your drive, you can open the file up in Google Slides and edit like you would a Google Slide file. Any changes you make will be picked up and saved on the PowerPoint file, and if you download the file, these changes will be recorded. Also located under File is the version history of your presentation. The version history allows you to see what edits have been made to your file. This is important when you're working with multiple people on the same document. You can also view the version history by clicking the text next to the Help tab that tells you when the last edit was made. In the version history window, you can see all the changes made in your presentation, who made them, and when. You can also restore previous versions of a document and undo changes made by a specific person. The next tab to the right is the Edit tab. Here you can undo and redo changes made to your presentation and copy and paste text. You can also do this by right-clicking in your presentation slide or using the buttons on the Quick Access toolbar. Pressing the Ctrl+Z keys on your keyboard at the same time will also undo a change, and Ctrl+Y will redo the change. Next is View. Here you can personalize the view of your presentation, including adding or removing the ruler, starting your presentation, accessing slide motions, and accessing the theme builder to further customize your slide layouts. You can also start your presentation by selecting the Slideshow button at the top right. This will start your presentation from whatever slide you are currently on. To start from the beginning of your presentation, select the arrow next to the button and select Start from the Beginning. To advance your slides, you can hit the right arrow key, the spacebar, or a left mouse click. To go back, hit the left arrow key. There are also navigation buttons at the bottom of the screen that pop up when you hover your mouse over them. The Insert tab is where you will add any special elements to your presentation, including pictures, shapes, and clip art. You can also quickly insert photos and shapes by clicking the icons on the Quick Access toolbar. The Format tab is where all your text formatting tools are located. You can change the alignment and indent settings, paragraph spacing, and add bullet points or numbered lists. This tab is only accessible if you're working in a text box or have a text box selected within your presentation. The formatting tools will also appear on the Quick Access toolbar. The next tab is the Slide tab. Here you can access everything related to your presentation slides, including adding or deleting a slide, duplicating a slide, changing the slide background, changing the slide layout, and adding a slide transition. You can also add a slide by clicking the plus icon to the left of the Quick Access toolbar. This will create a new slide with the same layout as your previous slide. Selecting the arrow next to the plus icon gives you more layout options for your new slide. Right-clicking the slide in the slide list to the right will allow you to duplicate the slide, change the background, and add transitions. Next is the Arrange tab. This tab allows you to arrange the elements on a slide easily. You must select each element you want to arrange first. Clicking and dragging your mouse over your slide will select multiple elements at once. You can also select each one individually by holding down the Shift key while selecting each element. Once everything is selected, choose the alignment options you want to apply. The Tools tab allows you to check your spelling and grammar, access Google's built-in dictionary, and access the voice-to-text tool, plus other accessibility settings. Add-ons is where any program extensions you have installed for slides will appear. You can install add-ons by selecting Get Add-ons and browsing the Google Workspace Marketplace. Add-ons allow for additional functionality within the program that is not included by default. One example of an add-on is MathType, which allows you to format difficult math equations easily. Lastly, the Help tab is where you can get help with anything related to Google Slides and search for specific tools within the program. Below the tabs is the Quick Access toolbar. Here you can easily access the most used tools within Google Slides. By default, you can access tools like Insert Image, Insert Shapes, and access the background, layout, themes, and transition windows. When you click on an element in your presentation, you will have access to a different toolbar specific to that element. For example, selecting an image will give you access to tools specific to editing the image, like cropping it, replacing it with a different image, and adding an animation to it. At the bottom of each slide, you have a section for speaker notes. This allows you to type out any important notes you have about the slide that you want to remember to mention in your presentation. To the left of the screen is the list of slides in your presentation. You can easily navigate through your presentation by selecting individual slides. You can also move slides around by clicking and dragging them. Change the view of the slides by selecting the icons at the bottom of the list. The film strip view is the default view and allows you to edit each slide. The grid view shows all the slides in a grid a little larger. Double-clicking a slide will open it back up in the film strip view to be edited. Minimize and maximize the film strip view by clicking the arrow at the bottom. When you have a presentation open, you can add it to your favorites by clicking the star icon next to the presentation tile. You can also move the presentation to a specific folder by clicking the folder icon. When you are finished using Google Slides, be sure to log out of your Google account. This is especially important if you are using a public computer or a computer that is not your own. To log out of your Google account, click your profile picture in the upper right corner and select Sign Out. Thank you for watching this video on using Google Slides. To learn more about the Google apps, Check out the other videos in this series. If you still have questions about the Google Apps, visit the Academic Center for Excellence at any of Germanna's campuses, or visit us online at www.germanna.edu/Academic Center for Excellence.